They are with us everywhere we go, at home, at work and in the street, but they pass unnoticed. They are treasures that we have in hand, but we are heedless of them. What these assets are, inshallah, we'll find shortly, so stay tuned. All praise is due to Allah. We praise Him, we seek His aid, and we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evils of ourselves and the evils of our actions. Whomsoever Allah guides, none can misguide, and whomsoever Allah misguides, none can guide. And I bear witness that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah alone, who has no partners, and I bear witness that Muhammad is His servant and His messenger. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm your host, Moutasem Al-Hameedi. Welcome to a new episode of your show, For the Sake of Allah. Today we have a beautiful subject in hand. It has to do with the means to strengthen brotherhood amongst the Muslims. How can we enhance our brotherhood? How can we increase mutual love that Allah has granted us? How can we help our fellow Muslims? How can we strengthen the Muslim society? We have today our brothers, brother Muhammad and brother Abdul Rahman. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today we are going to deal with a very fundamental subject that has to do with the welfare of the Muslim society. Now, some means that we follow in order to strengthen brotherhood, they always enhance and they improve the quality of the Muslim society. But today's topics are very important, and we need to give them special consideration. We know that if someone, for example, a Muslim needs help, that we are supposed to be the first one to wants to do that. Now, the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us something called Ibrarul Muqsim in Arabic. That, sometimes maybe we are sitting together and brother Abdul Rahman, he wants to give Muhammad something, and Muhammad refuses to take it. For example, a gift. Muhammad says, no, you didn't need to overburden yourself with that. But Abdul Rahman says, no, wallahi, billahi alayk, you have to take it. By Allah, you have to take it. So now, let's see, what do you think, Muhammad, your response should be? If he says, billahi alayk, wallahi, you have to take this one.
Well, I have to accept it, of course.
You have to accept that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, because he made an oath on you.
Yes.
He's made it, and you have to follow that. Now, it is this kind of, when you accept the brother's gift, and if he says billahi alayk, and you fulfill that oath for him, then inshallah this is a means to strengthen brotherhood, and it is an obligation upon you. The person has no choice in that. Some people, you say to him, billahi alayk, by Allah, do this, and he just turns away from you. He says, no, I don't want to do that, I don't want to accept your gift, and that's it. Now they think they have the choice, it's easy, or it's okay for them to say, I don't want to take that. Or if you say billahi alayk, they don't do what you want to do, or what you want them to do. They don't know that it is an obligation. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as one of the companions, Al-Bara said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam commanded us to fulfill the oath of other brothers. They say billah alayk, you do that.
Sheikh,
don't let them down. Yes, go on.
Sometimes there's brothers who uses billah in anything. So are we like obligated to answer whatever?
That's a good question. Some people
they use it the whole time. The tongue is used to use billah.
They have taken to this habit.
Yeah.
And they say billah alayk with everything. Well, this is considered to be from al-laghu. Al-yamin al-laghu. It's not considered to be a proper oath. And you should give the brother an advice that it shouldn't be the case with the Muslim, that with in everything that you say billah alayk, that shouldn't be the case. But if it happens from a person who doesn't normally say that, then inshallah we'll try our best to answer this oath, or to do what he wants us to do. But do you think, Muhammad, this should be in all cases? Whatever he asks us to do and says billah alayk, we do it?
Not at all. Sure, it has to be in good things, doing the good things, that is, according to the Quran and Sunnah. As you mentioned, it's like an order to obey the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's like we have no choice to do a good thing. And accepting a gift is a good thing. Maybe accepting an invitation, something, it's a good thing. Visiting a friend is a good thing. So it's a means of uniting the brotherhoods.
Yeah. Can you provide us, Muhammad, with examples of where you have to say no, even if he says Billahi alayk, by Allah?
Well, certainly it's like backbiting. If he wants to have, let me say something about another brother or something like that, he says, Billahi alayk, tell me if he does something wrong or if I seen him doing something wrong. I wouldn't accept saying it, and I'd refuse to tell him about that thing.
Very good, excellent, mashallah. So you can see that when the condition for fulfilling that oath is that it is in something good, something that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if he says to you, I'm going to the cinema to watch a movie, for example, Billahi alayk, come with me, Billahi alayk. You say, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't do that now. It doesn't become enough. But if he says, for example, as I said, gives you a gift, Billahi alayk, take it, by Allah, take it, then you have no other choice but to take it. And there's a beautiful example that happened. One day, a woman came to Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, and she gave her some dates. She ate some of them and she left the rest. So the woman said to Aisha, Billahi alayki, eat them all, finish them. By Allah, finish all of them. So she didn't want to do that. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to her, eat them, because if you don't do that, then you will be sinning. You will be sinning. So inshallah, when someone says Billahi alayk, and it's a good thing, inshallah we'll try to implement it. One thing I would like to take your opinion of, which is a different subject. If you see your brother is being dealt with unjustly, he works for a company, and you know that company, someone took advantage of his honesty, and they managed just to exploit him, and now they're blaming him for something that somebody else did. What would be your reaction, Abdul Rahman?
I mean,
for example, he's an honest person. There's another one who steals something from the office, some property that belongs to that company. Now they blame it on your brother, who you know is innocent. And because he's an easygoing person, they take advantage of that. They try to oppress him. How would you respond to this situation?
Of course, I'll be beside him, and I'll defend him, and I'll say the truth. Even if the truth, maybe I'm working in that place, and if I say the truth, they may fire me.
Yeah.
But I'll say the truth, because it's a value. Things come and go, doesn't last. Dunya doesn't last. But I'll be beside my brother.
Yeah.
Because he's Muslim.
Muhammad, what do you think? If you're in that situation, what would you do? Can you give us something that you can? Let's say they accused him of stealing something that belongs to the company.
Well, certainly the truth will have to come out, and inshallah. So I'll try to present it in a good manner as a Muslim. But surely it will be defending him is the major point. Would be defending him, the brother, in this matter.
Yeah.
So
okay, if someone, let's say, was there and he saw his brother being oppressed and accused of something unjustly, so he says to himself now that, well, I have nothing to do with that. It's his own problem. He got himself in trouble, maybe because of his mild character, or he's easygoing, or he's easy to be taken advantage of. So he says, well, I won't get myself in trouble. He has to get himself out of that. What would be your reaction to a person who behaves that way?
I mean, first of all, I see that being really selfish. And second of all, if a person reacts that way and he says that it's none of his business and he leaves his brother, and if most people act that way, we're going to be a victim of that. No one is going to help no one. And no one is going to like that. When no one helps no one is going to even develop or even like go forward with his life.
Yeah, so
this is how I see it. So of course I'll help. I'll be there for my brother.
So you believe that if it happens, if you let it happen to another brother, one day your turn will come. So you will be in that position and you'll find no one to help you. So, but this is exactly what the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He said, anyone who lets down his brother at the time where his brother needs defense and needs support, then Allah will let him down at a time when he needs help and support. He's going to come definitely into the same situation, and then he will have no one else to help him, because Allah will deal with him justly. Now, if we say, Muhammad, can you elaborate more on the issue of this beautiful value what the Muslims had, and that they would support their brothers whatever happened? And we know what happened at the time of Hijrah, when the Muhajirun came from Mecca and the Ansar were in Al-Madinah, and they helped him with everything they could. So I want you to elaborate more on the situation of the people today. How do they still have the same value, or how would they act at the time when their brothers need help and they need support?
Well, I recall the hadith, انصر أخاك ظالما أو مظلوما, for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's like you have to help him around in every way.
Yeah. Can you explain the hadith more for us?
It's like ظالما is like oppressing. So you can advise him to stay away from doing the wrong thing, like being oppressive over other people or something like that. Muslims or non-Muslims, by the way. And مظلوما, of course, to help him out in his need.
Yeah.
So that's mainly the 2 points which cover all the issues that would cause a brother being in trouble.
So do you think the Muslims abide by this today?
You can say in a way, you can say in a way that like practicing brothers do these things, obey the Sunnah, inshallah. But Muslims that are not practicing, it's like it's not in their minds.
Abdul Rahman, you lived for some time in the West. How was the situation? Would people really help one another if they see someone being wronged or being oppressed? Would they help someone out, or they would just keep going?
Usually, in most situations, they won't. And they would if there's an interest. Like, they'll help him so that maybe they have a business together. That's why. But there's some few that are there for you, but really few. There's exceptions.
Okay, it shows that when we have strong brotherhood, we will help one another always. We won't let someone get in trouble and leave him alone. Then it is the Muslim's obligation to help his brother. But many people have failed to understand this fact, that it is an obligation. When your brother is in need, actually, one with good character, he would do that without it being an obligation upon him. But Allah made it an obligation in order to regulate this beautiful relationship of brotherhood. Inshallah, we'll mention other things about this very important principle, helping your brothers at the time of need, at the time of difficulty, defending them, because this is a very important social value that we need in all societies. We'll stop for a few minutes. We'll have a short break. So I say to our viewers as well, stay with us.
إذا دكت الأرض دكا.
Do you want to learn how to recite the Quran? Do you want to read Islamic books in Arabic? You may enroll in a small group.
العسل من السوق اشترى. نعم اشترى.
A private lesson.
من مثلها في فضلها.
من مثلها في فضلها.
Or at your own pace to fit your schedule.
هل أنت معجب في المعهد؟
Courses for sisters with female instructors. We're bringing you the latest software technology, professional instructors, and a state-of-the-art classroom to the comfort of your home. Enroll now in Huda Academy. Huda Academy, your your gateway to authentic Islamic knowledge.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. So, we were talking about the beautiful thing or the beautiful principle and concept that Islam has in society, which is to defend one another and help one another at the time of need. Through your experience and through the lifetime that you spent in the time that you spent or the stage that you spent in the West, have you noticed any differences between a Muslim society and a non-Muslim society in terms of that, Abdul Rahman?
Actually, to be honest, in the Islamic society I've been raised in Canada, so the Islamic society there, you could feel this brotherhood. Like for instance, in the mosque in Ottawa, sometimes when foreign Muslims comes, whatever the nationality or color or whatever, if they're in need of money, we all get to help him. And if he's in need of job, we could try to find him a job. And if he is in need to just, take a turn and know the city, so a brother, just take him for a turn. So you could feel that brotherhood. But in the outside society, in the normal society, it's really rare that you find that kind of brotherhood where people help you without demanding an interest, if it's material or any kind of interest. And in Islamic countries, it's also like you can find like brother Muhammad said, the one that do Islam and are practicing it, they are doing this. But usually the others, they think that Islam is only praying, and they don't think it's a lifestyle. They don't understand this concept.
Yeah,
That's about
they
it.
don't understand there's a way of life.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
encompasses everything in your life, and it makes everything better. You know what I noticed from my own experience is that if you tend to help people and defend them in the West, they would think, oh, this man is an idiot. Why is he behaving like that? Well, you mind your own business. Why do you waste it? Why do you, jeopardize your job, jeopardize maybe your safety for the sake of defending someone else? Why do you do that? People have developed these kind of values, I can say negative values, in non-Muslim societies, which is just everyone, yes, he can mind his own business. Do you agree with that, Abdul Rahman?
Usually, but sometimes even through history, a lot of heroes, even in the West, why are they heroes? Because they did sacrifices.
Yeah.
And people forget that. This is what made him a hero, because he did good to the humanity. He didn't do good for himself.
Yeah. Maybe, well, this is the case with films, movies, and fairy tales. But it's not a lifestyle. It's nothing you can find in their life. But still, we can say you will find individuals in every nation, in every culture, who still have this natural tendency, because Allah put it in us, a high value, a good thing to do, which is to defend others. Muhammad, do you think that this is creeping onto the Muslim countries, this kind of attitude?
Sure, it is. Isolating from the society, or you can say the ummah is occurring with like increasing in everyday life. It's like you've been isolated, except if you have your brotherhood. So it's noticeable at all. Maybe I can just like, cause of it is like caused by the media and going out to the movies and stuff like that. Maybe that's a major reason for it.
Exactly.
Let me ask you, Muhammad. If you walk in the street, it happens that you are walking in the street, and there is maybe 5 people hitting another one. How would you behave? How would you react to that?
We try to stop it.
Try to stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. What if there's a possibility that they would attack you as well?
Well, we don't know the outcome, but actually it happens a lot. Yeah. People stop fights.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't know who's fighting, but they tend to stop the fight.
Yeah.
It's I've seen that. I've been in the States. I've noticed that if there's a fight going on, nobody interferes. They let the two men start to fight.
Yeah.
But here it's way different. It's totally
They
different.
say let them kill one another.
Yeah.
Why, I mean, jeopardize your own safety?
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. But,
Yeah.
but here it's very totally different
Yeah.
than the Western world.
Yeah, subhanallah. So, alhamdulillah, it's the natural attitude of the Muslim to defend his brother, whatever the situation is. Because if you let him, as Brother Abdul Rahman said, and as we saw clearly in the hadith from the Prophet ﷺ, if you let him down, then your turn will come one day where people will let you down. So you'll be in trouble. And this is something that people, or I mean sociologists, they try to reach that kind of high level of, they can say, loyalty or feeling of your society. You have that love for other individuals in society, so that we see it as one, as a whole, the society, and we want to protect it. You know, through your defending your brother, you're going to have a better society which will show more solidarity, more love to one another.
Yeah.
It's some sort of social safety or security.
Yes,
And when you establish this kind of attitude, this concept, you are safe, that when you fall in trouble, there will be someone to help you.
Yeah, it's the good word, feeling safe. Yani, if you're in a neighborhood that's like practicing neighborhood, you're feeling safe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And safety is one of the most basic stuff that humans need, because if you're afraid to get killed and shot every day, you don't even know if you're going to live or not, just because of that there's a lack of safety. So safety is really important.
Yeah, this is why you see some people are really desperate in non-Muslim countries, and we find high suicide rates. People they choose to end their own lives because they know at any moment it's possible that they will lose
I
it.
even know a brother, mashallah, he converted to Islam, and he even immigrated to Egypt with his whole family because he was in a neighborhood that wasn't safe. His kids could get shot. So he chose to immigrate to Egypt, and he chose safety because there's the safety in Egypt over his hometown where he has his family, his own family. And why is that? It's because of the lack of brotherhood.
That's a good move. That's a good move.
Yeah.
But still, I think there's like some communities there that like do the sunnah, yani, live in the sunnah. Yani, not all the matters are the same, yani, right?
Yeah, of course. There's areas and areas.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe it's limited to certain communities there, but it's a general thing in the Muslim land. But the problem is that we are picking up the things from the non-Muslims. We're having the same attitude now. Let's mind our own business. We're tending to that gradually. It's taking place. We hope, inshallah, we will stick to the Islamic teachings in that, and we will implement Islam to have a strong Muslim society, and we can be a good example to other societies. Because as you mentioned, really I saw many people who chose to live in Muslim countries because of the kind of safety and security that they feel, because people would defend each other.
Yeah.
Okay, and it follows from what we even mentioned before about defending the honor of your brother, even if he's absent, whether he's present or he's absent. You defend him, and you don't let oppression take place. Now, another beautiful value that we have, and it's a right for our brothers upon us, is whenever they fall in financial hardship, we have to help them. And if they owe us some money, we lend them some money, and the time comes for them to pay it back, we know they are in financial hardship, we should give them more time.
Yeah.
This is an obligation. There's an obligation for any Muslim. There's a general brotherhood, talking about general brotherhood. All the Muslims, anyone who's in that situation, we should help him.
Yeah, sure.
And you can, go even in Muslim countries and you can see people living extravagantly, a luxurious life. They have beautiful houses, plenty of cars, and everything they just dream of, they can get it. And just next to them, you see poor neighborhoods, people who don't have even proper houses to live in. So this is not from the attitude of the Muslims. There's something that I can say we have went really far away from this beautiful value. What do you think, Abdul Rahman, the Muslims today, they should do to get rid of this phenomena that we can see that people really, we can see rich people on one side of the street, and on the opposite side we can see extremely poor people. Some people live actually in graveyards. They don't have, they are homeless. So what do you think we should do to avoid this?
Actually, we should reconsider the concept, the Islamic concept of brotherhood, and we should also reconsider the zakat. There's a lot of Muslims out there that don't give the zakat, that don't give the money that they should give for the poor, and it's even an obligation. And I even recall back in the days in one of the Khalifas, I don't really remember which one, there was no poor at all. It was an ideal society because they followed Islam. Maybe you're going to tell me, Sheikh, in which Khalifa was that? And there was no poor at all.
Jazakallah khair for bringing this beautiful example, which was Umar bin Abdul Aziz. He said to his people, go and give the money of zakat to the poor people. They came back with most of the money. Because people will because of the zakat, and Allah blesses the money and puts barakah in it. So they found no poor people, subhanallah. You know, another thing that a Muslim really should do, as you mentioned, we have poor people, extremely poor, and people who are rich. Where is the brotherhood? Where's the concern we have for our fellow Muslims? Do you suffer from this, Muhammad? Does it really bother you that when you are living in a society and you can see that split and that barrier between the rich people and the poor people, what impression does it give you? How do you feel about that?
I've noticed it really, because I've been involved with both practicing and non-practicing. I've noticed that the practicing, they help out a lot. Even I have a case that some brothers helped out a very poor family from moving into like they lived in a one room. It's like total away from the city. One room. They moved them out to like a place, a small apartment. So it helped, like, because they know what the practicing is. They know what Islam teach them. They implement it. Apart from the non-practicing, it's like they still, I don't know. Maybe they get the Western lifestyle. Maybe they have this Western lifestyle in
the brainwashing of the media is also. They always show that money.
Maybe that's the case.
You know, you reminded me of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, where Allah says in the hadith al-Qudusi, Ya ibn Adam, anfiq alayk. O son of Adam, spend more on the rest of the people, then I will give you more, I'll provide for you more. Alhamdulillah, Jazakumullah khairan for your contributions, beautiful ones. And inshallah, we will appreciate this beautiful value in Islam, we will benefit from it, and try to implement it to enhance our Muslim society and to practice our religion. Inshallah, we'll be one family, inshallah, in paradise. This is our goal, this is our objective. And I hope, inshallah, supplicate to Allah that all of us benefited from that, and our viewers as well. Try to implement that, try to enhance this mutual love that we have, the gift that Allah has given us. And I leave you in the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And until we meet another time, I say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.